Hello there, future scientists! Come on, let's learn and enjoy the beauty of science, where fun and adventure never stop. I am Sir Emmanuel M. Panis, your science teacher. What are you waiting for? Bring out your notebook and ballpen and learn together with your classmates. The activity is simple. All you have to do is to answer 5-item tests, and I will give you 5 seconds in every item. You may write your answer on your notebook.
Directions. Identify which among the following activities show physical change or chemical change when applied with heat and under the presence or lack of oxygen. Write PC for physical change and CC for chemical change.
Number 1. Melting candle.
Number 2. Burning of wood. Number 3. Boiling of water. Number 4. Slicing an eggplant. Number 5. Rusting of iron.
If you were able to get the correct answer, very good. If not, this video lesson will help you learn about the changes in matter because of the heat and oxygen. Now, let's do it.
Science 5. Quarter 1. Changes in materials due to heat and oxygen.
At the end of this lesson, you are expected to investigate changes that happen in materials under the following conditions. Number 1. Presence or lack of oxygen. Number 2. Application of heat. Now, let's talk about how matter can change. There are 2 types of changes that matter can undergo. Number 1. Physical changes. Number 2. Chemical changes. First, let us define what matter is.
Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. Matter exists in 3 states: solid, liquid, and gas. Matter in its solid state. Solid is characterized by having a fixed shape and volume. Particles are held together in an organized structure. Matter in its liquid state. Liquid takes on the shape of the container, and its volume always stays the same. Particles are separated and can move freely. Lastly, matter in its gaseous state. Gas can change its volume and shape, taking up the space of its container. Particles are well separated and can move freely. 2 types of changes that matter can undergo. Physical changes happen when the materials change in shape or size, but substances or particles making up the materials are still the same. Chemical changes are changes that result in new substances. These changes involve the breaking and forming of chemical bonds. Changes in matter due to presence or lack of oxygen. Oxygen is a colorless, odorless, and tasteless gas essential to living organisms. The effect of oxygen to matter is more of chemical change. 3 common chemical changes caused by oxygen are: Number 1. Rusting. Number 2. Oxidation. Number 3. Combustion. Rusting, result of the reaction between the elements of iron and oxygen, occurs when iron materials is exposed or made prolonged contact with oxygen. either oxygen in water or in the air. Some metals like iron change form rust when exposed to air. The presence of oxygen damages iron metals by creating small holes in it, allowing air and liquid like water to get through. If oxygen is present in a wet material with iron, such as a nail or a steel bar, the formation of rust occurs. The presence of oxygen in matter can cause oxidation. Oxidation occurs when fruits and vegetables are cut and exposed to the air. The cells are severed, releasing enzymes and causing discoloration, usually a browning or darkening of the flesh. The changes that you see after cutting the fruits or vegetables is caused by oxidation. When cut, the fruits releases a chemical which reacts with oxygen. The changes that you see are results of such reaction. Another example of a change in materials when oxygen is present is combustion. Combustion occurs when oxygen combines with another substance as fuel and produces fire with heat and light. It is also known as burning. It is always exothermic, that is giving off heat. For example, when you lit a candle, its wick burns if oxygen in a wax candle is present and a lot of heat is produced. The wax vapor burns with oxygen in the air, causing the candle wick to light a flame. What do you think will happen if you cover the lighted candle with glass? When the candle was covered with glass, the fire doesn't continue its flame. The fire will just continue in the presence of oxygen, while in the absence of oxygen, there will be no fire or flame that will occur. The fire triangle represents the three important things needed for combustion to occur. These are oxygen, heat, and fuel. Other examples include the burning of wood or coal, for cooking, and burning of petrol or diesel to run your car. Physical changes due to application or absence of heat. Evaporation, the process of turning from liquid into vapor.
Here are some examples of evaporation. Drying clothes. Water gets evaporated. Sweating. Sweat evaporates from the surface of our body. Cooling of hot liquids. Hot liquids cool down by the process of evaporation. Hair dryers. Hot air from hair dryers helps to dry hair by evaporating the water. Cooking. Water which on boiling evaporates.
Melting, change of solid into a liquid when heat is applied. Sublimation occurs when substances changes from a solid directly to a gas phase. Sublimation. Air fresheners. Solid air fresheners used in washrooms and cars sublime into the gaseous state. The particles of gas on moving through the room brings about a good smell. Naphthalene mothballs undergo sublimation to escape into the gas phase. These vapors drive away moths and other fiber insects in a process to protect clothes. Dry ice is a carbon dioxide in the solid phase. Dry ice sublimes at negative 109.3 degree Fahrenheit. This temperature is so low that it can cause frostbite if not handled with special insulating gloves. Condensation is the change of the state of matter from gas to liquid phase. Water vapor turning back into liquid water. Examples: clouds in the sky, morning dew, foggy car windows, fog in the air, cold water bottle. Freezing is a phase transition where liquid turns into a solid when its temperature is lowered below its freezing point. Here are some common examples of freezing: snowfall, sea ice, frozen food, solidifying of melted candle wax. Deposition is the phase transition in which gas transforms into solid without passing through the liquid phase. Here are some common examples of deposition: the formation of frost on a cold window. When warm moist air inside a house comes into contact with the freezing cold window pane, water vapor in the air changes to tiny ice crystals. Snow forms in clouds. Chemical change due to application of heat. Remember, most important definition in chemical change: produce new substance or new materials. The initial substance cannot return to its original state. Heat is important in cooking food. The heat causes changes in the chemical makeup and behavior of the molecules, resulting to change in shape, appearance, texture, color, odor, and taste of the food. In the presence of heat, proteins coagulate and denature, starches gelatinize, and sugar caramelize. Directions: choose the letter of the best correct answer. Write the answers in your notebook. Number 1. What change will happen to the slices of potato if they will be exposed to oxygen in the air? Letter A. Color will change from brown to white. Letter B. Color will change from white to brown. Letter C. The color will not change. Letter D. No changes in color. Number 2. What causes the rusting of iron nails or iron-made materials in a wet cloth? Letter A. Presence of heat. Letter B. Absence of heat. Letter C. Presence of oxygen. Letter D. Absence of oxygen. Number 3. When the candle was lighted, it melted into a liquid and became solid again after a few seconds or in a minute. What caused these changes? Number 1. Presence of heat. Number 2. Presence of oxygen. Number 3, absence of heat. Number 4, absence of oxygen. Letter A, 1, 2, and 3. Letter B, 1 and 4. Letter C, 1 and 2. Letter D, all of the above. Number 4. The candles melted by the application of heat. What change took place when solid candles became liquid? Letter A, chemical. Letter B, mechanical. Letter C, no change. Letter D, physical. Number 5. Which situation shows the presence of oxygen in a material? Number 1. Lighting of candle. Number 2. Burning of fuels. Number 3. Combustion of engines. Number 4. Putting off a lighted candle. Letter A, 1, 2, and 3. Letter B, 1 and 4. Letter C, 1 and 2. Letter D, all of the above. Directions. From the given activities below, identify which shows physical change or chemical change by writing your answers using the table below as a guide. Frying egg, boiling water, burning paper, grilling chicken, melting chocolate, drying of wet clothes, heating of white sugar, melting of cone ice cream, drying fishes under the sun, drying wet palay under the sun. You may pause the video in order for you to answer the activity.